It's time for the Stanley Cup Finals. What's up, guys, and welcome to episode number 17 of this Vinny J NHL 22 Be a Pro series. And today, I'm obviously playing my Vinny J NHL 22 Be a Pro series. It is time for the Stanley Cup Finals, as I just said, and like it says in the title, because the title of this video should be Stanley Cup Final or Finals, but either way, it's the Stanley Cup Finals. Two teams left here in the NHL, and the two teams are the Seattle Kraken. That's the team Vinny J's on, because that's Vinny J right there, and you can see it's the Seattle Kraken jersey. So the two teams left in the NFL, or excuse me, the two teams left in the NHL, not the NFL. The two teams left in the NHL are the Seattle Kraken and the Philadelphia Flyers, as we are playing the Flyers in the 2022 Stanley Cup Final Best of 7 series. The Seattle Kraken had the most points in the Seattle Kraken had the most points in the NHL, so we have home ice advantage. So games 1, 2, 5, and 7 are in Seattle, while games 3, 4, and 6 are in Philly. And obviously, like I said, it's a best 4 out of 7 series. So best of 7 series. First team to 4 wins the series, or really first team to 4 wins the Stanley Cup. And hopefully, the first team to 4 wins is the Kraken. They're right now, the Kraken have played 18 playoff games. Vinny J has played in all 18 playoff games. He has 10 goals, 21 assists, and 31 points. He's an 80 overall. In the playoffs, the Kraken are 12-6, and the Flyers are 12-8. Game 1 is on June 8th, 2022. But first, with the sim up to the game, because right now it's June 7th, 2022, while Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final is on June 8th, 2022. But I believe there will be a cutscene of probably Vinny J talking to the media before Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, maybe. That's why I didn't sim up to the game in the last episode, which the last episode we clinched the Western Conference Championship. There's a playlist for a series. If you haven't seen any of the other episodes in the series, the playlist for a series will be the eye in the sky in the top right-hand corner right up here. There should be an icon that pops up at the beginning of the video. But that aside, but first, before we get to Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, I'm going to show you the playoff picture and how these two teams got to the Stanley Cup Final. Before we get into Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final, just Game 1 of the Stanley. The only thing in this episode will be Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final, and the next episode after this, or really the next episode of the series rather, will be the first elimination game for either team in this series. So it doesn't matter if it's an elimination game for us or the Flyers. The next episode of the series will be the first elimination game for either team in the Stanley Cup Final. But you can see the Kraken, well, like I said, they had the most points in the NHL, so the Kraken won the President's Trophy. And remember, the Kraken, this is their first year as an NHL franchise, and in their first year they had the most points, and in their first year the Kraken had the most points in the NHL, so they won the President's Trophy. And yeah, in the first round, we almost lost to the number 8 seed. The 8th seed in the Western Conference, the Winnipeg Jets, but we survived, won that series 4-3. Then we played the Golden Knights and beat them 4-1. Then we beat the Blackhawks in the Western Conference Finals 4-2, and that's how we got to the Finals, or the Stanley Cup Finals. And for the Flyers, the Flyers beat the Lightning 4-2 in the first round, and then in the second round, the Flyers beat the Penguins 4-3, and then obviously in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Flyers beat the 1-seeded Bruins 4-3. So the Flyers beat the Lightning 4-2, then they beat the Penguins 4-3, and then they beat the Bruins, who were the first seed, or the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, 4-3 as well. Well, we beat the Jets 4-3, then we beat the Golden Knights 4-1, and then we beat the Blackhawks 4-2. And the Flyers are the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, or the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, while we're the 1st seed in the West, or the Flyers are the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, while the Kraken are the 1st seed in the Western Conference. So yeah, the Flyers are the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, while the Kraken are the 1st seed in the Western Conference. But that aside, we do, like I said, have home ice advantage. So yeah, let's sim up to Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. But there might be there's a conversation with the media, like I assumed. I expected this to happen, because I've seen other people play NHL 22 Be a Pro, and usually usually you talk with the media before your first Stanley Cup Final game. Vinny J, you're about to play Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals in your rookie season. How do you feel about this? I feel really good, confident that my team and I can win the cup just gotta get those 4 wins. Or I feel it never before. I can already imagine hoisting that cup high. Let's go with the team response. I feel really good, confident, or I feel really good, confident that my team and I can win the cup. Just gotta get those 4 wins. The Flyers said they feel this is their year to win it all. Do you have anything to say to them? I only have one response I can say here. We're also ready to fight for it. So if they think this is gonna be we're also ready to fight for it. So if they think this is gonna be easy, they're in for a surprise. They are in for a surprise. It looks like this is gonna be an amazing final series. Good luck on the ice, Vinny J. See ya. Thank you. Good luck to the Flyers. It's gonna be a dogfight. Minus 75 brand, but plus minus 75 brand, but plus 75 teammate. Here we go. It's gonna be a dogfight. Stanley Cup Final. Here we go. Let's get in the game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals right now. Let's get it. Here we go. This team has Sean Couturier. They still have, in this game, they still have Claude Giroux. They also have Sean Couturier, Ivan Provorov. I believe I'm not botching his name. Their goaltender is Carter Hart. They also, I think I saw when I was looking at the roster before I started filming, they also have like Corey Perry and I believe some other players as well. And obviously, like I said, in real life, Claude Giroux is on the Senators, but in this game, Claude Giroux is on the Senators, but in this game, Claude Giroux is still on the Flyers. That's Vinny J on the right with, I'm not sure who the Flyers player is on the left, but that's Vinny J on the right. Our captain is Mark Giordano, left defenseman, and their captain is, I'm not sure who their captain is. It might be Giroux, but I'm not exactly sure. Let's get into the game. Looks like they have a better offense and defense, but we have a better goalie. I think they have a better offense and defense by I think they have a 91 offense and 93 defense. So the Flyers have a better offense and defense than the Kraken, but the Kraken have a better goalie than the Flyers. Style traditional in 5 minutes, skill pro, on ice trainer adaptive. Let's get into game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals right now. Let's get it. I'm nervous. I'm also excited. Best of 7 Stanley Cup Finals. First team to 4 wins wins the cup. Hopefully, we win the cup. Their goalie is Carter Hart. Our goalie is Chris Streeter. Let's watch him. Oh, first there's you can see there's Vinny J right there in the tunnel. No fans in the building, and I'm already in my full gear. That might be the thumbnail right there. Yeah, it's surprising. It's weird that I'm in my full gear and there's not even a fan in the building. But game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals in my rookie year. Let's watch the presentation. James Cybulski, game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Here we go. We're at Planet Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington. Flyers, Kraken here in game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm excited but nervous. Let's get into it as we win the opening draw of game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. As we're on your way here in Seattle, backhander. Hart said no. As we're on your way here in game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals in Seattle. First whistle, 34 seconds in. Here we go. I'm the left wing while Yanni Door's the center and Jordan Eberle's the right wing. Here's a shot! Got through to Hart and he threw it out. But yeah, I'm the left wing, Yanni Door's the center, and Jordan Eberle's the right wing. What a hit by my teammate. I'm not sure who that was. And now a good hit by Philly. And now right to the slot, save Dreeder. 18-17 to go in the first. His first save of the game and the series. This team has Tomas Hertl as well, and he leads his team in. Tomas Hertl is on the Flyers in this game, and he leads his team in points here in the playoffs. Here we go, and good play by Eberle. As we're 2 minutes into Game 1 of the finals. What a hit. Here's Claude Giroux. Up here's Couturier. And did play to stop him at the line. And did poke. That was by Mia. Actually had a big hit. Got 200 points for that, times 2. Here we go. Here's Giroux. To the slot. Here's Voracek. I forgot he's on this team. Stopped by Dreeder. And I have the puck. Passes over to Adam Larson, one of the defensemen. Here's Gord. Gord will shoot it. Stopped by the blocker of the goaltender. Tipped it out. Here's Everly now. Lost the puck. Couturier got killed. Up ahead, Voracek. I cannot did it away from him. I go for a change here. 15:05 they go in the first, no score. 14:07 they go in the first, so it's only about a minute later. We're on a 5-on-4 power play for a minute and 55 seconds here. And here's Ryan Ellis as it's dumped all the way down by, I believe, Ryan Ellis, which I believe is a defenseman. Here's Everly. Come on, pass it. Here we go, up ahead, Vinny J in his first Stanley Cup Final game in his career, in his rookie season. So obviously it would be his first Stanley Cup Final game. Here we go, right in front, they score! Vinny J in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals gets his team on the board first. Here in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. 11th goal of the playoffs, the power play goal, and the Kraken straight first. Here in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. This is obviously Vinny J's rookie season, and in Vinny J's rookie season, he's in the Stanley Cup Finals, and he gets his first career Stanley Cup Final goal. His 11th goal of the Stanley Cup playoffs, assisted by, I believe it was Jordan Eberle and Mason Appleton, or something like that. I know his last name's Appleton. Here we go, back the other way, poked by Vinny J. Here's Jamie Oleksiak, the big defenseman. Up ahead, Vinny J. Over to Gord, right through, and that almost went in. And now Gord, oh, what a save by Hart, point blank. And now a backdoor feed, score! Vinny J again. He has 2 goals in a matter of minutes, and it's 2-0 Seattle. His second goal of the game, 12th of the playoffs, and Vinny J has a multi-goal game here in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. What a start for Vinny J and the Kraken here in the 2022 Stanley Cup Finals. 2-0 Seattle. And we're on another power play we're on another power play for 49 seconds. He didn't miss anything. We're on a power play, 5-on-4 power play for 49 seconds. 4:01 to go in the first period. Still 2-0 Seattle, and we're on a power play for like I said, 49 seconds. We lose a faceoff. We're 1-for-1 with 2 shots on the power play. Obviously, the power play goal was scored by Vinny J. That was my first goal that I scored. Second one was 5-on-5. Here we go. 35 seconds to go on the power play. 3:45 to go in the period. Here's Vinny J. for the hat-trick! Stopped by Hart. 28 seconds to go on the power play. 3:39 to go in the period. Top 10 in goals. I'm third with 10. But that was coming into the game, so now I have 12. And also the top 3 guys are Yanni Dord, Vinny J, or Yanni Dord, Jordan Eberle, and Vinny J. To play, and now it's shot, score! Mark Giordano, the captain, and it's 3-0 Kraken in the first period of Game 1. Blocker or a glove side of Hart, and it's 3-0 Kraken here in the first of Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. What a start for Seattle here in the finals. Assisted by Vinny J and Yanni Dort. I have 2 goals and an assist here in the first period. 3-0 Seattle. Dumped in by Philly. 3 minutes to go in the first. 3-0 Seattle. Here's Oleksiak up ahead, Vinny J. I don't want to take the hit. That's how I got injured. Shot! That was a long shot. Oh my, he almost passed that in his own net. Passed it to Ryan Ellis, who was behind Hart. Now, and Hart almost put the puck in his own net. Here's a Fabry! And he got destroyed. It wasn't by me, but it was by one of my teammates. But this shot is stopped by Dreeder. Here we go, late in the first period. 1:54 to go in the first period. 3-0 Seattle. And we win the face-off. That's Fleury, who got his stick lifted. And I just destroyed that guy. Dit smashed. Here's Jordan Eberle. Vinny on his left. What a pass. But Broden, what a hit. 40 seconds. And pass. Right to the slot. Canetti missed the net. Now it's behind the net. That's the point. And a slapper blocked by Vinny J. And the puck goes flying out of play. You can see I'm first in assists with 21, now 22. And that is Mason Appleton. That is his name. As I blocked that shot, and the puck went flying over the glass out of play. 5 seconds to go in the first. And we lose the face-off. Here's a shot blocked. Another shot. Stopped by Dreeder. He passes the puck now, and the horn sounds. 3-0 Seattle after 20 minutes of play here in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. 3-0 Seattle after 1. What a start for Seattle. 2 goals scored by Vinny J. 2 goals scored by Vinny J. And the third one was scored by our captain Mark Giordano. I have 2 goals and an assist, 5 shots and a +1 for +-. And it's 3-0 Seattle after 1 period of play here in Game 1. I'm just making sure that the difficulty is set to where it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's on pro. You can see it right there. It says pro. So, just making sure, for some reason, I'm just making sure it's still on pro. Just making sure it wasn't changed to like semi-pro or rookie. Let's get into the second period here in Game 1. 3-0 Seattle. Here we go. Second period, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. 3-0 Kraken over the Flyers as we begin the second period here in Seattle. Now he goes on the face-off, and he loses it off the tie-up. Giroux gets it as we're on your way in the second period here in Game 1. 3-0 Seattle. What a hit! That's a trip, dude! Right in the slot! What a poke check by Vinny J. And a big hit! I could have fought the dive, but I decided not to. Here's Larson. Up ahead now. Everly. Over! Vinny J. Blocked! Picked up by Giordano! Giordano! What a move! And he's stopped by a Hart. Looking for his second goal of the game. 17:59 to go in the second. There's Coach talking to us about probably protecting the lead and not letting our foot off the gas pedal. And yeah, don't get too fancy. The last thing we need this, or the last thing we need this, or the last thing we need is for them to get back in the game. I hear you, Coach. I'll make sure we play smart and come away with the win. Come away with the win. So the challenge is protect the lead. Still plenty of time to go in the game. It's only the second period, and it's early in the second period, but we're up 3-0. Faceoff's 8-8. I have 2 goals and an assist. Let's see if I can get a Stanley Cup Final hat trick. As I already got my first 2 Stanley Cup Final, or I already got my first 2 career Stanley Cup Final goals. Can I do a Stanley Cup Final hat trick? Here's Everly! What a setup! A Hart said no. But let's see. I only need 1 more goal to get my first career Stanley Cup Final hat trick. I'm not sure. I don't think I've got a hat trick so far in the playoffs, so it would be my first career playoff hat trick. I might have got a hat trick, though. I'm not sure. And here's what a hit now! A turnover! Everly! Vinny J. just got smashed! Holy cow, I got killed in the right circle. And now Vinny J. back checks and blocks the pass. Voracek up against the forwards, kicked it out where no one was. Vinny J. foot race! And I couldn't win the foot race, and then I poke checked, and I got the feet of the Flyers player instead of the puck. And it's on a 2-minute minor for tripping, as I'm going to go to the penalty box. And the Flyers are on the first power play of the game. I think it's their first power play of the game. 15:40 on the go in the second. We're up 3-0. And it's now 3-2 as the Flyers have scored 2 goals. First one was scored by Fabry, which was on the power play. And that was Fabry scored on the power play. Or Fabry scored a power play goal for the Flyers' first goal of the game. And then Ryan Ellis scored an even strength goal for the Flyers' second goal of the game. I just got killed. So Fabry scored a power play goal, and then Ellis scored an even strength goal. And now it's a 3-2 game. Right on in front save. So it was 3-0 Seattle. Now it's 3-2. Here's Everly. What a pass by Vinny J. Back to Vinny J. But hit a stick as we're halfway through Game 1 at 3-2 Seattle. Here's Fabry, who scored the first goal for the Flyers on the power play, while Ellis scored the second goal for the Flyers, even strength. What a hit by Philly. 9 minutes to go. Here we go. Backdoor, not blocked by Provorov. 8:40 to go in the period. Here's Couturier, and I kind of bumped him. Intercepted by Gord. Gord coming in. Vinny J. coming in, and that hit a stick. Here's Voracek. Couturier looking for the equalizer. Somehow he keeps that. Here's Voracek, save! Remo was just right there, but stopped by Drieger. Up ahead, here's Yarncroke. And now finds Larson, who swooped right in but stopped. Now Giroux just got absolutely demolished. And now I'm going to be forced to fight Provorov. It's Vinny J and even Provorov or something like that. Fighting the left circle of the Flyer zone. Or the, Flyer zone. And Provorov wins the battle. As Provorov wins the fight here on the road. I think the only penalties are going to be for fighting. I don't think there was any additional penalties. Looks like Vinny J was holding his right shoulder. But yeah, there's only a 5-minute major for fighting for both guys. No extra penalties for like boarding or charging or elbowing or anything like that. 6:30 to go in the second period. 3-2 Seattle. End of the second period. It's now 3-2 Seattle. Seattle did not score in the third, or Seattle did not score in the second period, and the Flyers scored twice, while the Kraken did not score at all. 25-10 on the shots in favor of Seattle, but it's only a 1-goal game, as it was 3-0 Seattle going into the second period. But the Flyers got 2 goals in the second period, but the Flyers did get 2 goals in the second period. A power play goal scored by Joel Fabry, and then a power play goal scored by Joe Fabry, and even strength goal scored by Ryan Ellis. And it's a 1-goal game. Shots in that period were 8-4 Seattle, but the goals were 2-0 Philly. So that means Philly scored 2 goals on 4 shots in the second period. So that's not a good save percentage for Drieger. As we're 2 for 2 in the power play, they're 1 for 1. Obviously, they scored on their only power play of the game, which was on my tripping penalty, which led to the Flyers' first goal, and then the Flyers scored and then after the Flyers scored their first goal, they scored another goal. Let's get into the third period here in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. It's 3-2 Seattle. Here we go. It was 3-0 Seattle, or it was 3-0 Seattle. Now it's 3-2. As it's a 1-goal game, as it did in the third period here in Game 1. Here we go. Can the Kraken extend their lead, or will the Flyers tie it? Hopefully, we extend their lead. Here's Voracek. Good post. Putt did not go out of the zone, though. Good post. A shot just missed the net. I thought that went in. I thought it was a tie game, but just missed the post. Up ahead, here's Gord. As we're a minute into the third. Here's Vinny J! And getting a piece of it was Hart. And now we're back to our feet. Ref! That's interference, dude. And the puck wasn't there. I didn't have it. And Hart covers it. As we're about a minute and a half into the third. Shots are now 26-10. 18-25 they go in the third. We're up by 1 here in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. I have 2 of the goals. First 2 goals for the Kraken, while our captain, Mark Giordano, had the third one. All 3 goals were in the first. What a hit by Larson on Giroux. Larson back the other way. Finds Vinny J. And Vinny J's shot hit a stick and out of play. Top 10 and plus minus. There's, 5 Flyers players on there, and Ryan Ellis is first. And Ellis scored the second goal for Philly. Both goals were scored when I was on the bench, or the first one was scored when I was on the penalty box. Second one was scored when I was on the bench. Here we go. 3 minutes into the third. We're up by 1. Here's Giroux. And I almost had a stick infraction there. Good play by Eberle. Eberle, that's a penalty on them, right? Now there's a fight. As it's Mark Giordano, our captain, sticking up for Eberle. He's fighting number 14, which is Couturier. Sean Couturier versus our captain, Mark Giordano. And now Eberle is kind of jawing with someone else in the bottom right there. As you can see, Eberle's kind of holding hands with somebody. As this fight's taking an hour and a half to do. Giordano and Couturier up against the boards. Fans on their feet. Banging the glass here in Seattle. And Giordano loses the fight. As Couturier wins the fight. And this crowd is silent suddenly as Couturier wins the fight against our captain. But there was an additional penalty. I believe there was an additional penalty. Both get fined for fighting, but I believe there was an additional penalty on the play. And there was originally there was a penalty, and it's a 2-minute 2-minute power play for Seattle, where we are 2 for 2 with 4 shots on the power play, and we lose a face-off and Philly dumps it. Here we go. We're on the power play, trying to extend their lead here in Game 1. Here we go, up ahead. Here's Everly. And what a hit! What a hit! I followed up and got the puck. But then I ran into Everly, who just got absolutely sandwiched. And I lost the puck. And I stayed on side. Slammed in the brakes. And I still have the puck. And I shot it and it hit the boards. And it was blocked. Now Stahl. I'm not sure who this is. Here's Provorov. Depote. Another Depote. Now what a hit by my teammate. But Flyers still have it. You didn't miss anything. Putts in our zone. 15:46 to go in the third. We're still on the power play and we're still up by 1. Here we go. Here's Gord. Vinny J. Over! Everly one-timer. Stopped by Hart. And Everly scores! He went right to the slot. Everly did. And shot it glove side on Hart. And the Kraken are back up by 2. It's 14th goal of the playoffs. And it's a goal that Kraken desperately needed as we're up by 2 again. It's now 4-2 Kraken in game 1. As he went right to the slot, Everly did, and shot it glove side on Hart. And the Kraken are back up by 2. 4-2 Seattle, 15:33 to go in regulation. And the Kraken are up by 2, assisted by Yanni Dort and Cal Yarncroke. And now here's in the Flyers again, looking to get back in the same again as they're down by a pair again, but they were down by 3 earlier. The bank pass. Here's Carlson down low. I believe that's Hurdle. And I just bumped him. And here's Provorov with a shot. Saved Reeder. And now we're pinning our own zone. Kicked out of. Rob, that's an elbow. And now eventually George got it. But he goes backwards. Don't go backwards, dude. Take it forward. And we're just stuck in our own zone. Eventually Everly's got it. He toe drags. Loses the puck, and he scores! What a shot by Everly! Glove side again on Hart. His second of the game. And the Kraken are backed up by 3. It's 5-2 Seattle. As he just shot it. Glove side on Hart. He has 2. And it's 5-2 Seattle. I have a B for overall. I still have 2 goals and 1 assist. 12:53 to go in the third. We're up by 3 again. And it's now a 2-goal game. It's 5:38 to go in the third. It's 5-3 Flyers, or 5-3 Kraken, excuse me, as the Flyers just scored. Here we go, 5 minutes to go in the game. We're up by 2. 5-3 Seattle here in game 1. Here's Everly. What a hit! And what a hit by Vinny J. Kept the puck in. I got killed. Gord shot is stopped. And I lost my stick as well. Shot stopped and held by Hart. Top 10 in penalty minutes. I'm first at 52. Really 54 because I have 2 in this game. Here we go. 5-3 Seattle. 4:27 to go in the third. Here we go. And we win the draw. Shot! Hart said no and he threw it out. I'm looking for the Stanley Cup Final hat trick. I have 2 goals and an assist. Under 4 to play. We're up by 2. Shot! Dreeder said no. And I called for the pass, which might be a mistake. It wasn't, thankfully. I'm going to dump it down here just to kill some time. Here's Lindholm. Here we go, 3 minutes to go. Soon they're going to pull their goalie, Philly will. Here we go. Here's Hayes. And a block. Here's Provorov. Here's Niederreiter. One-timer. Dreeder said no. As apparently this team has Niederreiter. 2:15 to go, and we're still up by 2. Hey. Here we go. 2:15 to go. And off the tie-up, we get the puck. 2 minutes to go. Here's Giordano. I'm just going to dump it down here once I hit the red line. Just to kill some time here. A minute and a half to go. 1:20 to go. We're up by 2. Here's Hayes. Good poke by Vinny J. And I still have the puck out of all that. And Gord's got it. 1 minute to go. I know I stay to the bench, but I'm going to stay out here. Here we go. And they're finally pull their goalie here. I might get a hat trick with an empty netter, which will still be a hat trick. Here's a shot. Stopped by the goalie. Into the corner. 35 seconds to go. Up ahead. Here's Gord. Gord. To the empty net is blocked. Into the corner. Provorov just got demolished. I'm going to fight again. As I won't get a hat trick because of the penalty. Or because of the fight. It's me and Corey Perry. I knew Corey Perry was in this team. Vinny J and Corey Perry. And I think Perry's going to win this fight. Maybe. And Corey Perry does win the fight, but I just destroyed that guy, dude. But I won't get the hat trick because of the fight. That's my second fight of the game. I've lost both of them. There's only 28 seconds to go, so I won't get a hat trick because of the fight. As George's shot towards the empty net was blocked, and then I completely just demolished the Flyers player in the corner. But I won't get a hat trick, but I still got 2 goals and an assist, all in the first period. And then I've had 2 fights here in Game 1. I lost both of the fights, but so be it. They're pulling their goalie again. It's 5-3 Seattle. 15 seconds as I'm watching from the penalty box for the final 25 seconds. 13 seconds. Shot towards the empty net is wide. No icing. 8 seconds. Last chance for the Flyers. This is gonna be all she wrote. One last shot, stopped by Dreeder, and that's the game. Kraken win Game 1, 5-3. As the Kraken win Game 1 of the 2022 Stanley Cup Final, 5-3 over the Philadelphia Flyers, and we lead this. And the Kraken lead this best-of-7 Stanley Cup Final, 1-9. As the Kraken win Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final here at home, 5-3. And we lead this best-of-7 Stanley Cup Final, the Kraken do, 1-9. As Vinny J had 2 goals, Jordan Eberle had 2 goals, and Mark Giordano, our captain, had the other goal. And we win Game 1, 5-3. And there's Coach talking to us. A great way to protect the lead is playing in their end. Nice going, Vinny. We just won the game, Coach. Like you said, Coach, we had to play smart, which we did. We got the dub, and we lead the Stanley Cup Final 1-0. I had 2 goals and an assist. I'm probably the first or second star. Third star is Jordan Eberle, 2 goals, no assists, and 4 hits. He's the third star. Second star was Yanni Dort, who had no goals, 4 assists, and 2 hits. And then I assume the first star is going to be me. I had 2 goals and 1 assist. And at least 5 hits, probably. Yeah, 2 goals, 1 assist, and 6 hits. And obviously 2 fights. And I lost both of the fights, but so be it. Like I said, I lost both of the fights, but so be it. We outshot the Flyers 34-23. We won 5-3. Hits 31-20 in favor of Seattle. Face-offs were 26-15 in favor of Philly. We went 3 for 3 in the power play. They went 1 for 1. So the only penalty we took, or only power play Flyers had, is because of my 2-minute minor for tripping. So in this game, I had 12 penalty minutes. I had 2 5-minute majors for fighting, and then a 2-minute minor for tripping. So yeah, we won the game 5-3, and the Kraken lead this best-of-7 Stanley Cup Final 1-9. And like I said, the next episode of the series will be the first. And like I said, the next episode of the series will be the first elimination game for either team in the Stanley Cup Final, which will be Game 4, Game 5, or Game 6. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And next video on this channel will probably be in 2 or 3 days from now, because I'm doing my first ever Dallas Stars game in Dallas tomorrow, or really probably today, but this video should be done up on November 25th. But either way, I'm going to my first ever Dallas Stars game in Dallas on November 25th. In Dallas, obviously, like I said, against the Winnipeg Jets. So the next video on this channel will probably be a couple days from now. So yeah, we still won Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Then he had 2 goals and an assist. Lost 2 fights. Still had 6 hits, and just destroyed everyone that came near him. As Eberle had 2 goals, Vinny J had 2 goals, and Mark Giordano, our captain, had the other goal. I had the first 2 goals, Mark Giordano, our captain, had the 3rd goal, and then Jordan Eberle had our 4th goal and our 5th goal. And like I said, next episode of the series will be the first elimination game for either team in the Stanley Cup Final, which will be Game 4, Game 5, or Game 6. But yeah, like I said, the next video on this channel will probably be a couple days from now, because I'm going to my first ever Dallas Stars game in Dallas. Probably later today, for you guys at least, because this video is probably going up on November 25th. But either way, like I said, because I'm doing my first ever Dallas Stars game in Dallas, the next video on this channel will probably be a couple days from now. But either way, we still won Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final 5-3 over the Flyers. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you And then that's the one. Okay, that's time for it. Close and no board if it's episode. Okay, that's time for it. Close and no board if it's episode. The like button. Subscribe if you haven't yet, or subscribe if you haven't yet. Tell your mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos. And you know what? I'm gonna see you in episode. And you know what? I'm gonna see you in episode number 18 of this Vinny J NHL 22 Be a Pro series. See you in episode number 18. And eat a lot of bacon and go Kraken.